Will you come with me on a journey to the moon? Let's get ready to blast off! The moon is our closest neighbour in space, and it's about a quarter the size of our planet Earth. It is a natural satellite, which means that it orbits around us. Scientists believe that the moon was formed when a large object about the size of planet Mars collided with the Earth billions of years ago. Fragments from the Earth and the large object combined to form the moon. Have you ever thought that the moon looks like a giant wheel of cheese? That's because it has craters all over its surface. And these craters are the result of rocks and asteroids hitting the surface of the moon over millions of years. Did you know that the moon shines so bright because it is reflecting the light of the sun? The moon can look really different from night to night as it travels around the Earth. When the moon is between the Earth and the sun, we can't see the sun's light reflecting off the surface of the moon from Earth, and this is called a new moon. But when the moon is on the other side of the Earth to the sun, we can see the entire half of the moon that is facing us illuminated by the sun, and this is called a full moon. In between a new moon and a full moon, there are different phases which describe how much of the moon's surface we can see illuminated by the sun. There are 8 of these phases altogether, starting with the new moon, waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, third quarter, waning crescent, and then we're back to the new moon. This cycle takes about 1 month to complete. Every now and then, the Earth will come between the sun and the moon at just the right angle for the Earth's shadow to block the sunlight falling on the moon. This is called a lunar eclipse. You'll have to stay up really late to watch one, but if you do, you'll notice the moon quickly darken, turn red, and then disappear completely. And then, just as quickly as it happened, the moon will get bigger and then shine bright again. Humans have been fascinated with the moon since the beginning of time, and in 1969, astronauts actually landed on the surface of the moon. They left footprints, a flag, and collected samples of the moon's surface to study back on Earth. Since then, we've sent many rovers and satellites to explore even more. These robotic explorers have taught us so much about the moon's geology, what it's made of, and what we could do on future missions. But the moon isn't just for astronauts and scientists to explore. You can explore it too. Grab a telescope or head to an observatory, look up at the moon, and see what you can discover. Now that we've explored the moon, let's go on a journey through the rest of the night sky and explore the stars and constellations. The night sky is like a huge canvas filled with sparkling stars. Stars are giant balls of gas that emit light and heat, and they come in all different sizes, colours and brightnesses. But with so many stars up in the sky, how do we make sense of them all? Well, for thousands of years, humans have been connecting the stars to form shapes and patterns called constellations. Constellations help us to navigate the night sky, and they also tell us stories about mythical creatures and heroes. Orion, or the Hunter, is one of the most recognisable constellations in the night sky, and it can be seen from anywhere in the world. Go outside on a clear night and look for 3 bright stars close together in an almost straight line. These 3 stars are Orion's belt. 2 brighter stars to the north are his shoulders, and 2 more to the south represent his feet. In the northern hemisphere, you might have heard of the Big Dipper. It looks like a spoon or a ladle, and it is part of a bigger constellation called the Ursa Major, the Great Bear. If you can find the Big Dipper, you can use it to locate the North Star, also known as Polaris. It's like a compass in the sky and has been guiding travellers for centuries. In the southern hemisphere, the stars and constellations look a bit different. One famous constellation is the Southern Cross, a group of stars that form a shape similar to a cross. By drawing a line connecting the 2 bright stars at the end of the Southern Cross, you can find the South Celestial Pole, which is also used for navigation. How amazing is the night sky? Next time you find yourself outside on a clear night, look up to the stars and see what shapes and patterns you can find. Maybe you can discover some new constellations of your very own.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the sky so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, when the blazing sun is gone, when ain't nothing shine upon, then you show your little light. Twinkle, twinkle all the night. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Twinkle like a star with me. Sparkly fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reach up into the sky. Together we can shine so bright. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the sky so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the sky so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, 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 twinkle.
model of the solar system. It helps us understand the incredible planets and the way they orbit around the Sun. Let's start with the closest planet to the Sun, Mercury. Mercury is the smallest planet and it's the closest one to the Sun. It gets really hot during the day and freezing cold at night. Mercury is also the fastest planet in the solar system, whizzing through space at almost 47 kilometers per second. Next up is Venus, the second planet from the Sun. Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system because of its really thick layers of gas called an atmosphere surrounding it. It's like a giant blanket that traps the heat. Venus can reach temperatures up to 475 degrees Celsius. It's like the hottest oven in the solar system. If you were to walk on Venus, you'd need some serious protective gear because the atmosphere is so thick and heavy, you'd be crushed under its weight. This is our home planet, planet Earth. Earth has the perfect conditions for life with everything we need to survive. Our atmosphere protects us from the sun's harmful rays, gives us oxygen to breathe, and keeps everything just at the right temperature. 75% of Earth's surface is covered by ocean, and its land has billions of species of plants and animals. Next is Mars, the red planet. It's called the red planet because of its rusty coloured soil. It's really rocky and dusty. Scientists are studying Mars to see if maybe humans could live there one day in the future. Can you imagine that? Maybe one day you'll have a friend on Mars. Now we're at the biggest planet in our solar system, Jupiter. Jupiter doesn't have a solid surface like Earth. It's a giant ball of swirling gases with massive storms. The biggest storm is called the Great Red Spot, and it's been raging for hundreds of years. Look at Saturn with its beautiful rings. They're made of ice, rocks, and dust. Like Jupiter, Saturn is made of gas, and it's so light that if you put it in water, Saturn would float. It's like a giant space bubble. Next is Uranus. It's a freezing cold planet which spins on its side as it orbits the Sun. Can you imagine walking on a planet that's tilted sideways? You'd have to be careful not to fall over. The last planet in our solar system is Neptune, the furthest planet from the Sun. It's a very dark and windy place with freezing gusts roaring at supersonic speeds. One of Neptune's moons, called Triton, is the coldest object in the solar system. Have you ever wondered how all these planets stay in place and don't float away? Well, it's all thanks to the Sun and its powerful gravity. Just like how a magnet pulls things towards itself, the Sun's gravity pulls everything in the solar system. Each planet has its own path or orbit around the Sun. Take Earth for example. It moves around the Sun in a big circle and takes about 365 days to complete the journey. And that's what's called a year. Wow, wasn't that an incredible journey through the solar system? We learnt so many cool facts about the planets. Did you know that our solar system is just one tiny part of the universe? There's so much more out there to discover. There could even be other planets like ours with their own unique features. I've got a question for you. Do you like space? You do? Do you think stars and planets and telescopes, spaceships are really, really cool? Well, you're in luck because I'm at the Perth Observatory where we're going to learn all about space and astronomy. How cool is that? All right, let's go inside. I'm here with Matt, who is one of the many volunteers that works here at the Perth Observatory. Hi Matt.
Hey, how are you going?
Good, thank you. So can you tell us what an observatory is and what people do here?
Okay, so an observatory is where you come to have a look at the stars. So we have lots and lots and lots of telescopes, and they're looking at some of the furthest things in the universe.
Wow, that's amazing. So how long has this observatory been here?
So it's been in Bickley since '66, but
Wow.
beforehand it actually been in Mount Eliza in West Perth, and it was they started building it in 1896.
Wow, it's that old.
Yes, it's coming up to its 125th birthday as well.
Wow. So what kind of amazing discoveries have been made about space here in this observatory?
We found planets around other stars here. We found comets and asteroids and meteorites.
Yeah.
We've found supernovas, dying stars as well, and we've even patrolled the solar system for NASA for a period of time.
Oh wow, how cool is that? So what's this?
All right, so even before digital cameras, and before, like you and I would have, parents would have to go take the film and go to the chemist to get it developed, we actually had glass plates, and you can actually see star trails here. And those star trails are what we use to map the entire southern sky.
Wow, that's amazing.
This is a space rock. This is what's called a meteorite. And that's because it's actually hit the ground. When they're in space, they're called a meteoroid.
Wow.
When they're burning up in the atmosphere and you see a shooting star like this, that's when they're called a meteor. And when they actually hit the ground, that's when they're called a meteorite.
Wow,
and it's really,
that's
really
cool.
super heavy. See,
How heavy is it?
it's 189 kilograms.
Oh wow,
So,
I don't think I could pick that up.
And this is it. The recently restored astrophic telescope.
Wow.
So this is the very first telescope we bought, and it's really, really special. And it's actually, you can still move it still. Look at this. And you can even do it with a finger. And what you can actually see here is it's actually two telescopes. There's the one for the taking photos, and the one for you and I to look at.
Can't see anything.
That's because the cap's still on.
You see that really big telescope right up there? We're going to go all the way to the top. Come on. Oh, 69 steps. Come on, let's go. So Matt, what's this telescope called?
So this is called the Perth telescope, and it's a 24-inch telescope. So with the original telescope, we saw it was about 13 inches across. Then when we had a look at the moon, that telescope was about 14 inches across. And this is 24 inches across. So it's even bigger, which means it's got more power to collect more light, which means the images are better and you can see further. And then it's been automated, so it was one of the very first telescopes automated so that you could go into a computer, schedule its night, and then it would go and do its own thing, and you come back the next day, and it's found comets, it's found asteroids, it's found supernovas, and it's found planets around other stars as well.
Wow, so this telescope's made some amazing discoveries.
Yep.
It's easier on the way down than on the way up.
It certainly is.
Science and technology, learn about the world within. Science and technology, what's out there for us to see? Science and technology, learning all about the world with our friends. Learning is the fun that never ends. Hypothesizing and synthesizing, looking and listening and engineering, always inventing, experimenting, build it, test it, break it, fix it. Science and technology, learn about the world within. Science and technology, what's out there for us to see? Science and technology, figuring it out, we're unstoppable. No one ever say it's impossible. Hypothesizing and synthesizing, looking and listening and engineering, always inventing, experimenting, build it, test it, break it, fix it. All I know is the universe is so amazing. Science and technology, learn about the world within. Science and technology, what's out there for us to see? Experimenting. Science and technology, learn about the world within. Experimenting. Science and technology, what's out there for us to see? Experimenting.
Learn about the world with science and technology.
If you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you never miss a video. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Learning with Katie for even more fun and educational content. See you in our next video.